everyone. How's everyone doing? So excited to see you guys here. Drop your guys' locations down at the bottom. We're super excited to be talking about how to build credit with an ITIN today. So as a first disclaimer, hey everyone joining us. Hey, how are you guys? Drop at the bottom where you guys are joining us in from. So excited to see everyone here to learn how to build credit with an ITIN. As a disclaimer, first of all, I'm going to say everything that you're going to be hearing today is for educational purposes only, and we are not certified, certified financial planners. So everything, if you decide to ponerlo a la práctica, is for educational purposes only. Go ahead and do your own research as well to see what's best for you. Hey!
Hello, everybody.
So I'm going to introduce myself really quickly. My name is Maribel. I am the founder of Our Wealth Matters. I have served the immigrant community for over 10 years as an income tax preparer, the last 4 years working in the LA's entertainment industry, handling a multi-million-dollar business unit. I've worked with companies such as MGM and NBC Universal to build and grow their wealth. And now as a personal finance coach, I am combining my degree in international business, my tax background, my experience as in corporate finance, my research in personal finance, and my experience as a first gen in order to serve our immigrant community. Do you want to go?
Hello, Maricela Clemente. I'm the founder of Cuenta Conmigo. I'm also a first gen, and I am here to share all the information that I have came across, that I have learned, and did some deep research that I want to share with you guys. So thank you for being here, and that to teach you some new things today.
Claro. So let's see. How many of you guys, people here on the live, how many of you guys already have a credit card? Drop a money bag down in the comments. A ver, ¿cuántos already have a credit card? We want to see what we're starting off with, right? Let us know. Also, let us know, where are you guys joining us from? We want to see who we're connecting with here today. And we can keep going. Let's see. Okay, Maricela. So I've heard about credit cards, right? But we're talking about, let's start off with when you don't even have a credit card. Like, first of all, I've heard it's easier to get a credit card when I already have a credit score. But I can't get a credit score without a credit card, más o menos. So it's like, what the heck do we start off with?
Yes. So to start off with, a lot of that, like a lot of banks, with you having an ITIN number, they really don't want to give you off start a credit card. So you always have to go with what we call is a secured credit card. You might be saying, like, so what's a secured card? Well, a secured card entails you having a deposit that secures you having credit with that certain bank. For example, we have Bank of America that you to do a $300 deposit. Well, you making that $300 deposit is giving you a 300 line credit. So they're basically you're building credit with the bank with your money. And at the long run, it works the same as a credit card. You have to make your payments on time. Credit utilization, it still takes into account. So it's treated like a credit card, but it's just, you have to do a secure deposit with, depending on your bank, can go from $200 to $500.
Right, exactly. So everyone, as you're here, this is going to be a really quick session. So make sure to share it with people that you think have an ITIN and they could benefit from this information. Go ahead, take some time right now, share it, and then you're welcome to come back to this IG Live. So, okay, so now we know what a secured credit card is. Great. I put the money up front. It's like, it's kind of like a prepaid card. Te doy el dinero, so like security deposit when we're renting, right? Primero te doy el dinero, and then I can start using it, but I still have to pay you back whatever I put on that card. That sounds super great. Okay, great. So that's how I can get my credit card started. Pero, okay, now what do I do? Like, what do I need to even have the secured credit card?
To start, I do want to tell you guys that you can build, like, it does report to your FICO score. So in the 6 months after you making payments on time and utilizing correctly, you start building a FICO score. So what you need to go to your bank, it's first of all, it's identification. It can be a passport, driver license, or an ID. And of course, you're also going to need being your social security or an ITIN. Since we're speaking about ITINs, that's the main thing you want to do. But it's a pretty simple process. It's no brainer.
Yeah. That sounds super awesome. If you guys have questions as we're talking about this, feel free to drop them in the comments. And also, even if you're seeing this in the replay, feel free to drop your comments down below. All right, Maricela, like what is the next step? Great, somebody goes inside. What would be somebody's like next question about this?
First, like mainly a lot of our Latino community uses Bank of America, but if you go to that you have in your state, there's more of a common bank. The first thing is that you might want to ask if they provide, if they even have an opportunity for you to get a secured credit card, and then do they take an ITIN number? And don't be ashamed. It's okay. Like, you know, they're educated for your purpose. You ask, you know, then you shall receive.
Yes, and so getting a secured credit card, I know there's a lot of things that people with an ITIN cannot do,
Yeah.
right? So we're always, as I think, as like a community, it's kind of scary to go out because you don't know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. So it's really scary to ask some of these questions. Like, you don't want to ask the wrong question to the wrong person, right? That's why we exist with our spaces in our communities, in order to be able to ask those questions. And for me personally, I'm like, yes, I will be that representative, right? I am born in the United States. I have a social security number, pero I come from an immigrant family. So I understand that whole like growing up when you can't even tell your friends like certain things about your family, right? You don't know. They might be in the same situation también. So that's what I aim to create here in this community and be like, I will go and ask those questions for you, right? If you feel like, hey, I'm in a certain status, in the, like I have a certain citizenship status that's not exactly citizenship, you know, that's where I'm just like, girl, I will ask for you. I will go and ask for you, but let us know what those questions are. So we're letting you guys know with an ITIN, you are able to build credit. So nothing will like, it won't trigger any immigration thing if you go into a bank and say, hey, I have an ITIN.
Yes.
I want to open up a credit card, right? And so we're going to be discussing two banks, or one. Was it one or two?
One for sure that we know everybody uses.
Yeah. So aquí en la comunidad latina, we know a lot of us, for sure me, my first bank account was with Bank of America. Although they don't have the best savings account, they are the ones that at every corner you will find them. And I know that a lot of the Latino community uses Bank of America, so we're going to concentrate on them. For Bank of America, you would want ideally to go into a branch, porque even if they're going to have you filling out an application online, it's helpful to have that person there in front of you to be able to help you fill out that form. If you're like, no sé qué significa esto, what the heck does this line say? Then they could be like, oh, try to do this, try to do that. And then, you know, they also have that direct line to some of the services that they're offering, right? If the, let's say the application kicks back, like talk to a representative or something like that at the bank, you're already there. Ya ellos pueden hacer esa llamada. So what you're going to want to bring is two forms of identification. One can be your passport if you guys don't have it, because you're like, hey, I'm in the US and like, why would I need the like, for example, my parents, like, why would we need a Mexican passport? Listen, just get a passport. All right, you never know. Just get it. It's a great form of identification. Y también traer your ITIN number so that they can start building that credit report with that number. And you also want to bring something per se like a utility bill to show that you have a permanent address in the United States. So a lot of these, they're trying to cut down on any forging of accounts. So they want to cut down on anybody just building accounts and stashing a bunch of money somewhere. So that's why they ask you also, like, do you even have an address in the United States? So you should have a utility bill or some bill on en tu nombre, like on your, with your name and address on it. And then what else?
That's basically like, you know, the main points of having to have, you know, something to identify you. An ITIN number serves like, it serves to identify you and to know that you're here. So there's not really back legal things to come back at you. It's just to help you for the future. The same way a lot of our Latinos think that they cannot get a home without an ITIN. Your ITIN, by you starting with the secured card, your ITIN number is going to start a credit. And then you have it because a lot of the banks have apps and you can check there your FICO scores. So it starts reporting, which Experian is one of the ones that you can check as having an ITIN number. you can check your credit score. It's a little bit rougher, pero no se desanimen. All you have to do is just send a letter to Experian, and then they'll send you back a report. So te están reportando, so don't be worried that, it's not going to happen. For the other ones, they do not report, but the main one that we want to concentrate is Experience, because they do a great job as still using an ITIN as a social, and it reports you, so you're building credit to buy your casita, your new car, anything that you're looking for, that's going to help you out the long way.
Yeah, so how many people already knew what a secured credit card was? Drop a star down in the comments. Let us know. Y la cosa es que whether you knew what it was or wasn't, there you don't have to feel like you have to charge a lot in this credit card, right? And first of all, why do we even want a credit card? Is because we want to build that credit score. Y como Maricela dijo, that credit score then helps us down the line. It's like these moves that we're doing here at the beginning of the game in order to get further at that end of the game, which means that once you have a better credit score, when you're trying to get a loan for a casita, a carrito, something like that, then with a higher credit score, you'll typically get a lower interest rate on that money, because they know that you know how to handle your money, that you can charge things on the credit card, and then you're good for the money to be able to pay it back. Listen, whether you have like 700, I was talking to someone from another bank today, and they're like, oh, you might have like, 700 and it may not make much difference versus an 800 or like high 800s between them. I'm like, yeah, but it definitely makes a difference between between nada and 700, right? You're going to get that lower credit score, and that's what we want. We want to make sure to try to save dinero where we can. And if you are able to manage your credit cards, you can start building that credit score. Y no se me desanimen, you're like, you don't have to charge everything to your credit card, right? Once a month, pueden ir a comprarse unos chicles at Walmart or wherever the fudge, like Food for Less. These are the stores around me. Y'all might have other stores, but you can go to the grocery store. You can go to, your Target, your local Walmart, whatever it is. Go charge a coffee at McDonald's. It's like $1.10 if you order it through the app. No más paguen that. That just shows that you can spend it and you can pay it back. You can pay back $1.10. Do not, and here's where a lot of people get hung up on but the annual per year percentage is really high. Mire, if you're gonna pay it back by the due date, you don't even have to worry about that. When I apply to credit cards, I don't even look at that, because I'm not planning on being late with my payment. And that's where it really comes in, that you have to be on your payments. And so again, if you think you're gonna go hog wild with that credit card, go buy a coffee at your local restaurant it's gonna be all of $2 or something, and pay that shit back. If you know that you cannot budget your stuff, then don't put yourself in that situation. Buy one thing, and again, you can buy chicles, which are, I think, still less than $1 at this point, and then just pay that back.
Yeah. Also, I do want to tell you guys, so for whatever reason that you cannot get a secured card, that bank, for whatever oddly reason that you don't qualify, you can be added as an authorized user with somebody that has a Bank of America account and they have a credit card. Since Bank of America already accepts ITIN for people to have a credit card, you can use it. Wells Fargo too. The starting off point is a little bit harder, because as a secured card, the only one that takes ITIN is Bank of America around our Latino culture. But once you accumulate your secured card, you're paying it on time, 6 months, you have a great credit score starting. From there, you can move on to an actual credit card, and then your opportunities expand wider, because then you have Wells Fargo, who accepts ITIN for a regular credit card. You have Capital One, and your tier starts escalating. So it's just, getting your foot and step, inside the door for a secured card. But, no se desanimen, because even if you can start it, you have people that, of course, make sure those people that you are going to be added as an authorized user are great with their credit cards, because you don't want them having bad credit and then staining your credit that you're barely starting to start. So there's opportunities, there's options. And then we're here as a community to guide you and help you. And for those that are just joining us, we're talking about a secure card and what it entails. A lot of you don't know, it entails that you have to have a secure deposit for you to start on building credit with that certain bank. A lot of our community does it with Bank of America. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down in our comment box, and we're happy to answer them.
Yeah, so do you guys have any questions? Drop them down at the bottom. And Maricela, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like you said, you know, a lot of people that have ITINs fear asking questions or going out there and doing anything like a normal citizen here or a resident, but you have the same opportunities. There is people out there, there is things you can do to get your first house, to start with your credit, and even investing, as you can both check out our pages where we talk about that. There's so many opportunities that don't fear it. Your community is big. We're here to support you. And again, you know, any questions, any concerns, we're here to help you guys and guide you through the right path.
Yes, exactamente. If you guys fear asking certain financial questions, feel free to come to us. We are willing to go out and ask those questions for you without fear and then come back and share that knowledge with you guys. And so to summarize, there are two ways in which people with ITIN can start building credit. One is apply for a secured credit card. We suggested Bank of America, but there are other banks out there. Go ahead and do your research. La número dos is to become an authorized user in somebody else's credit card, but please make sure that this person that you're getting on their card can handle their own credit, right? If they're having, if their credit is shot, your credit is going to be shot. Like anything that they're doing, you're going to be responsible for by association, right? So if they're great with their credit card, your credit score will go up. If they suck at their credit cards, your score is also going to go down, which is worse than zero. So make sure to do your research if you're going to become somebody's authorized user as well. Pero this is also helpful. Like even if you do have a social security number, you can also put your children as a authorized user so they can start building credit, which I feel like a lot of us as first gen, we're like, I missed out on how many years because, you know, my parent could have just had like a card, poner unos chicles, and then pay that off, and then I could have had great credit.
Yeah.
So let's start setting ourselves up. Let's start setting our future generations up. Yeah. And if you know any family members that have ITIN, share this information with them so that they can start setting themselves up too. No nomás es nosotros and our future generations, but also pulling our other generations forward with us. And that's how we're going to build generational wealth.
And also, you guys, if si ya tienen una secured card or you're on looking into that, we can also help you with that. But we're going to drop in the comments later down at the end the Experian address where you can actually write a letter so you can request your credit score, which that's something you have to do with ITIN. So we will be dropping that information at the end of the live so you guys can have the address. So whenever you start that, you know where to send your letter and where to request your credit score.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the bottom. Again, this is for building credit with for people who have an ITIN. Maricela, do you have any closing remarks?
No, it's just, I think it's, you guys can do so much. There's no limit. And I hope you guys all can get into a secured card and start building credit, and don't let an ITIN number hold you back.
Yes, do not underestimate how capitalistic the United States is. They will let you build credit with an ITIN, get loans for your negocio, for your car, for your casa. So come, drop by, follow us on our profiles if you're not already following us to learn more about how the immigrant community can still thrive in the United States, even with an ITIN.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.